Disney Channel in the 2000s for me will always go down as the best era for the channel, man. Just the amount of hit shows they was putting out back to back was insane, man. Even with the movies, releasing instant classics, with each movie breaking the last one's record for the most viewers. And then you just layer the music and the aesthetics of it all on top. We was eating good back then, man. But then we wasn't. They ruined it all. So that's what we about to get into today, man. The history of Disney Channel's peak, all the way from what got us there to what took us away from it. Y'all ready? Let's go. But before we do, welcome to my Childish Nature. Hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the third of 7 days of our 7-day 1,000 subscriber marathon, man. Uploading 7 videos for 7 days for the goal of 1,000 subscribers. So, if you mess with this video, go ahead and subscribe, man. And with that being said, let's get into it.
Next, it's our exclusive presentation of Disney's animated adventure, DuckTales, the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. After that, Bob Hoskins and Christopher Lloyd star in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Disney Channel in the 90s. Not much was going on, man. Disney Channel was still a brand new thing at the time, still trying to find their place. At this point, the most you had to look forward to was Disney Afternoons, the Mickey Mouse Club, the Disney Vault, and a couple of creepy puppet shows that I don't like looking at. At this point, Disney Channel was a far cry away from what we know and love. That is until 1997, when Disney Channel released their first original movie, Under Wraps, a movie about 3 kids finding a mummy. Now the movie itself may not have been that big, but its impact surely was, because the very next year, we will be introduced to Zoog Disney, their first attempt at capturing the audience of teens and tweens. And this new block would spark a whole new wave for the channel, with them releasing even more original movies that would go down as classics. And I cannot go without talking about Halloween Town, man. This movie has become a yearly tradition every Halloween. The cheesy yet charming vibes of this movie is immaculate, man. Of course, with new movies came brand new shows, such as In a Heartbeat, So Weird, and Jet Jackson. These new changes were showing the big success, and with that, they had no intention of slowing down. And with this new show, that would prove to be the best decision. Enter the year 2000 with Even Stevens, a show about a goofy little boy and his big-headed sister. The show was an instant hit, getting to last 3 seasons and even getting its own movie. Shia LaBeouf even got to win an Emmy for this. Like, that was making moves with this show, man. With the success of Even Stevens, Disney Channel went full force into this new era, the golden era.
So, the downside? Well, her visions aren't so clear. The upside? She has amazing friends. That's So Raven, next here on Disney Channel.
Enter the new age of Disney Channel. Say goodbye to the old stuff, puppets, get up out of here, and say hello to the new wave. With Disney buying ABC back in '96, they got access to some of the biggest shows of the 90s, man. That being Smart Guy, Sister, and Boy Meets World. And in addition to that, Disney would continue to create original sitcoms. Sitcoms that would go on to become legendary childhood shows. That being Lizzie McGuire and The Proud Family. 2 shows about 2 preteen girls juggling school, friends, and family. These 2 shows would go on to become iconic in their own right, with Lizzie McGuire becoming the first it girl of Disney Channel, and The Proud Family becoming a staple in black culture. And they didn't stop there, because coming right after those was Kim Possible, arguably the biggest cartoon the channel has ever produced, and also being the show with the 2nd best theme song in Disney Channel history. First being Proud Family, of course. No debate. And Disney was not done with the changes just yet, because on September 30th, 2002, they will retire the Zoog brand, opting to instead make the content of that block Disney Channel's entire identity, with a whole new rebrand and a new logo. Disney was officially in a new era, the Bounce era, being named that by how the logo moved. The stars of their respective shows were now the face of the channel, doing talks and activities between commercial breaks. And these stars would also introduce the single most iconic thing in Disney Channel history, the wand IDs. Everybody who came up in this era was hitting their own little wand ID in their bedrooms, man, don't lie. In 2003, Disney Channel released the first new show of the rebrand, That's So Raven, man. What is there to say about Raven, man? From 03 to 07, this chick was Disney Channel. If you say otherwise, you're lying. That's So Raven is undoubtedly one of the best sitcoms they have ever created, man. The jokes still hold up to this day. And for that, Raven will always be known as the queen of Disney Channel. Now after Raven, they kept it going with Feel to the Future, and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which is also one of the channel's greats. But I ain't gotta tell y'all that, y'all know that. Now this is one of my personal favorites with iconic episodes like the Christmas episode, the superhero episode, the High School Musical episode, which we gonna get into in a little bit, be patient, and an episode so legendary it got left off Disney Plus. The Chris Brown episode. I remember watching this episode's premiere like it was yesterday, man. I was hyped. Stop playing to put this on Disney Plus, man. They even did a crossover episode with two of the most iconic Disney Channel shows at the time. First being That's So Raven, and the second being Disney Channel's juggernaut, Hannah Montana. Getting to premiere right after Disney's biggest movie, Hannah Montana instantly took over, man. Almost overnight, every little girl became a Hannah Montana superfan. With Hannah Montana birthday parties, Hannah Montana bikes, Hannah Montana cereal. This chick was everywhere, man. And with the assist of Hannah Montana, Miley got to start her own music career, which is nothing new. They've been doing this since Hilary Duff. In fact, it was well known at this point. If you have a show on the channel, you have a music career. Simple as that. The difference to Miley is, she was out here going platinum 3 times on 2 different records. The Hannah Montana brand was a whole different ball game, man. But that's enough of the shows. Let's get into the movies of this era. Starting off with the Cheetah Girls, both 1 and 2. Taking Raven-Symoné, 3LW, and this chick, and bringing them together to create a fictional group so big they became real. We also had the Lizzie McGuire movie, the Proud Family movie, Freaky Friday, Back to the Suburbs. How many of y'all actually remember this movie, man? You had Twitches, Wendy Wu, Cowbells, and the movie that took over the world, High School Musical, the first DCOM musical, and also the first DCOM to break 7.7 million viewers. A record only being broken by the second movie in the franchise, High School Musical 2, which came in at a whopping 17 million viewers. They ain't played no games with the third one, they went straight to the movie theaters. Man, if you wasn't there, you just don't get it. High School Musical wasn't just a movie, it was a moment in time. On January 25th, 2007, Disney Channel will reach a new era, the Ribbon Era. And with this new era came new segments, such as Disney's 365. A short 1-minute segment where the Disney stars play around in Disney World. We also had Pass the Plate, hosted by Brenda Song. The Time I segments where kids get to tell their stories, or so we thought, because they lied. And of course, what's a rebrand without new shows? We got yet another Disney juggernaut, Wizards of Waverly Place. A show that set itself apart from the rest by actually having overarching storylines, stakes, challenges. The show lasted 4 seasons with 106 episodes, making it the longest running Disney sitcom. Now for the longest running Disney show in general, that goes to Phineas and Ferb, clocking in at 160 episodes. Not only is Phineas and Ferb the best cartoon on Disney Channel, it is also the funniest. To this day, this show be having me cry laughing, man. We had The Sweet Life on Deck, the spinoff of Zack and Cody, Sunny with a Chance with Demi, Jonas with the Jonas Brothers, who both made their appearance on the channel with Camp Rock. Adding these 4 to their roster, Disney now had a whole team of singers on their channel, man. And it was only a matter of time before they had all of them collab on one song. And that song being the Friends for Change, Send It On in 2009. Now this wasn't the first time Disney had their stars collab on a song. The Circle of Stars existed years before this, but this one is by far the most cold. You got Selena coming in with her soft, smooth voice, the Jonas Brothers coming in with that emo twang, and of course Miley and Demi coming in with their powerhouse of a voice. This song was a moment in time, man. A moment in time you just cannot replicate. And of course, they did try with Bridget Miller, and although I love Bridget Miller, this ain't standing on. After that, they just changed the whole format to a game show with the Friends for Change games. But enough of Friends for Change, let's get into the movies of the Ribbon Era. You had Cheetah Girls 3, minus Raven for some reason. Twitches 2, Jump In, the most underrated Disney movie of all time. This movie needs some respect, man. We also had the Hannah Montana movie, the Wizards movie, Hatch and Pete, Minutemen, Camp Rock 2, and the last DCOM of the Ribbon Era, Good Luck Charlie. Now in my opinion, this is the best Disney Channel show of all time. The writing on this show is second to none. The characters, the jokes, the vibe, it all still carries to this day. I mean, they got their own movie. You can't get your own movie and not be popping. I honestly might make a Good Luck Charlie video in the future, man. Y'all tell me if I want to see that. With Good Luck Charlie making his debut, the Ribbon Era was put to rest. And in its place came the Round Square Era, also known as the beginning to the end. All of the big hitters from the past were now saying their final goodbye. And in their place came shows and movies that had some popularity like Jessie and Lemonade Mouth, But to compare them to the hitters of the past, there was no competition, man. We had to face it, man. The Disney Channel that we once knew was on its way out the door.
Hey you guys, I'm Dove Cameron from Descendants. And you're watching Disney Channel.
The new era was in full effect, and every legendary show that made the channel what it was had been long gone. Disney Channel was now a shell of its former self. Now they were doing something with their new big three, Austin and Ally, Jesse, and Good Luck Charlie, and even throwing out one more hit movie, Let It Shine, in 2012. A movie that is still loved to this day, and another piece of Disney media that is now ingrained in Black culture. But with the last generation of cable watchers growing up, these few success stories will not last long. Because when the new big three made their way out the door, the early 2000s kids wasn't with them. And as a result, Disney Channel's viewership dwindled from averaging 2 million viewers in 2014 to plummeting down to 180,000 in 2022. The newer generation is just not watching cable anymore. And with Disney creating their own streaming service, opting to upload everything new there, I think it's safe to say Disney Channel is officially done. But for what they provided throughout the years, I say it was a good ride, man. A crazy run, in fact. From the 90s all the way to the early 2010s, Disney Channel had our childhood in a palm of their hands, giving us fond memories and classic shows and movies that will live on in our hearts forever. And while we on the topic of Disney Channel, why don't you go ahead and check out the video where I break down Raven, Zendaya, and Bridget Mendler's music careers, man. I'm stuttering, man. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm done.